I've bought some cool shit for the T4 and we're going to unpack it and stick it on the van. Let's get into it. Don't worry, you lot. I've had a lot of comments asking what's going on with the T4. You were doing the T4 series and suddenly the T4 series stopped, and then you suddenly did a rat truck thing, and then you were Johnny Smith and then blah, 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 and all this stuff. Don't worry, it's still going to happen. I've got some really cool stuff in a box down here for the T4. T4 still getting built, don't worry, that's still on the agenda, okay? And I'm going to be using half the money from, not half the money, some of the money from selling getting rid of my little rat truck and doing that little wheelie dealy in the last video to put into the T4. And right down here, I've got the coolest sidebars you can get, right down here. And yeah, I think we're going to get some new wheels. I like the wheels that I've done, but I need something more substantial. Do you know what I mean? I cannot for the life of me find, I'm not building my old van, don't worry. I want the same wheels I had on my old van, which were 17-inch smoothies, steel smoothies, right? I can't find them anywhere. I know the wheels that I had were made by a company called Extreme Offset, and that was a company name, and they went out of business. They were brilliant wheels, and I don't know why I'm looking over there. I'm staring at the wheels. You guys can't see me staring at the wheels, but I'm staring at the wheels. They went out of business, and all the smoothies I can find online are 18-inch, and they're just too big for a T4. 18-inch smoothies are too big for a T4. It just looks stupid. You can't get the stance right with 18-inch wheels on a T4. So I'm desperately trying to find some, but I can't. And I found some similar, which are the modular wheels. They're basically smoothies, but they've got circle holes in them. And they're all right, but they're just not the smoothies I want. But I think I'm going to go with some new wheels, and we're going to start building the interior. The van's there. If you're wondering why I keep looking over there and doing that, it's because the van's there. Look. Van's there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm pointing at. So, anyway, should we get into what I bought for the T4 now? And yeah, it's pretty cool. What could be in the box? Where's it from? Slaughterhouse Customs, eh? Yes. Got something very, very cool in this box. Let's see what it is. Right, what we got in the box? Let's get it out and have a look, shall we? Yes. It's a set of square, or squared off edges, with little Slaughterhouse Customs. Nice little touch on that. Yes. Square. Look at that. No idea if the camera's actually looking at that or not, but look at them. Yes. Okay, in the packet came this and these. These are different to what I normally get when you get a sidebar. Sidebars, you normally get this plate that bolts up through holes. Why do they look like riv nuts? What? Why do they look like riv nuts? I haven't got a riv nut gun. I'm not just assuming that everybody's got a riv nut gun or a riv nut device, because I don't. What? Step 1, position your bar to the correct side where underneath you will find the shown clearance hole, to which you will use the provided fixings of one bolt and one riv nut for fixing. I ain't got a riv nut gun. Hang on, do they just assume that everyone's got a riv nut gun? Okay, I've tried to test fit these sidebars, but this weird bracket here, that bolts onto the back bit. This weird bracket here is just hitting my seal. I don't know why it's there. I have no idea why it's there, but I'm just going to chop it down so it fits the van better. Okay, first things first, I need to, my exhaust is pointing out exactly where my sidebar is going to be, so first things first, I want to chop the exhaust to kind of point down that way. That's the plan anyway. Sorted. Right, let's off-rock this sidebar. First of all, I need to get And now I need to line this bolt hole up with the hole in this suspension thing. And hopefully this clears the seal now. So let's get that done. This is what I meant. That bolts through there. This is what I meant about this bit. If I didn't cut that, that would not have gone up. That now goes up there. But before it was just hitting. Before it was just hitting there. Right, let's try and get the front lined up. And then we've got to try and clamp it on and make holes. Now we've got to line this end up, that edge there, with the edge of that. And then drill 2 holes, which I think is a ridiculous idea. It's just a ridiculous design, this. I don't know why they've done it this way. And then I've got to put 2 riv nuts in there. So I've got to try and get this up into place, get my arm underneath it, and try and mark it up. It's ridiculous. Well, I've had to use a jack to jack this up into place, kind of. I still don't know how I'm going to get my arm underneath to mark them holes properly. Right, let's measure out the back. See what that is from the body, roughly there. Let's go from the top of that. Right, from there, looking down. From there, looking down, that's 3.5 to that. I managed to get it up and mark 2 holes. Just started drilling them. God, they're quite difficult to drill. I also sprayed paint through the holes just to leave 2 marks, but yeah. So let's keep drilling. Okay, and now you've got to get these little what's called riv nuts. Put them in the hole like that. Hole's not big enough. Great. Hammer it in. Then you've got to try and you meant to have a tool to make these rivet into the hole, but I don't have that tool. So I'll use a washer and a bolt to try and flare it inside, but first I need to make the hole bigger, for God's sake. The riv nut plan didn't go to plan. The riv nuts are shit, they're pointless. I tapped one in, it fell apart. So what I've done now is I've drilled all the way through out the other side, and I'm going to put bolts all the way through. That's what I'm going to do. Here we have it. We have one sidebar on. I had to drill all the way through and use these weird bolts that I had. That's only because I didn't have anything else. With these weird squared nuts all the way through. Sidebars on. Sidebar is solid. God's sake. And it's just started peeing down with rain. Great. So, I think I'm going to pack my tools up and have to come back to this when it stops raining for the other side.
Eventually.
Okay, we've got the other side on. I've had to only put 1 bolt in it for now because it keeps bloody raining. I've literally just been laying in the rain. Also, the bolt hole that they've put in the bar that come from factory, you can't get the drill in there because it's right behind the fuel tank. So for now, that is pretty damn solid. So I'm just going to leave it for now, and I'll do it another day when it's not raining. Let's drop it on the floor, see what it looks like. And there we have it. Sidebars on. Not that you can actually see them in the video because they're black. Sidebars are on. Yeah. I actually want to do them a different colour. So they actually stand out. The sidebar is actually there. Makes the van look so much lower. But the fact that they're black, you can't bloody see them. Well, there we go, people. Sidebars are now on the T4. Looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. I'm going to do them a different colour, like I said already, just so they stand out. I might just do them the colour of the van, or I'm planning on doing some scallops and stuff in like an off-white on the side of the vehicle. Some graphics is what I'm going to be doing on this van. So I might do them the same colour as the graphics, so they stand out. And I've got different bumpers to go on too, so watch this space. Anyway, people, that is the Slaughterhouse Customs sidebars on a T4. Don't like the way they made them fit. They could have been a lot better fitment, but they're on. They look pretty good, so I'm happy with them for now. So Don't forget to look out for more videos on this van, because it's about to get some really good stuff. It's going in tomorrow for not an MOT, it's going in tomorrow to have a new clutch fitted, because the release bearing's making a lot of noise in them. And then we can get cracking on and make this van cool as fuck, ready for next year. So, anyway, people, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.